All right, folks, we are back, and we are joined by the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Missouri, Republican Peter Kinder. Mr. Lieutenant Governor, thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you for having me on, Stephen.
It's my pleasure. All right, first of all, let me ask you, what was behind the decision to A, call in the National Guard, and B, lift the curfew for tonight?
Well, Stephen, you need to know that unlike many states, Missouri elects not the lieutenant governor and the governor not as a team,
right,
but independently.
He's a Democrat, you're a Republican,
governor.
Yeah.
Correct. We have a Democratic governor who communicates with us not at all. He will not answer calls that my office or I place to him. He will not answer emails. He does not answer the U.S. mail, including certified mail that I have sent him. So I am not included in any of his decision-making, and I learn about it through the media and through Twitter and other social media like everyone else does.
I would describe that. Yeah, go ahead.
I do believe that the National Guard should be in there. I believe that the curfew that we had announced on the 8th day on Saturday afternoon should have been announced days before that. I could not understand announcing a curfew, however, and having it begin at midnight. The curfew ought to begin much earlier in the evening. Past Missouri governors back in the late 60s, Democratic Governor Warren Hern's, saw the rioting that was sweeping much of urban America in places like Newark and Watts in L.A. and Detroit. And when it started to break out in Kansas City, Missouri, Governor Hern's sent in the National Guard and imposed a dusk to dawn curfew that and the rioting lasted 4 days. We are approaching the 9th day of this now, going on 10 days. And we just got the curfew announced on Saturday. That did not prevent violence the next 2 nights. In fact, of all the nights since Saturday a week ago that this happened, we've had only one night of peace since then, and that was Thursday night. And it looks to be more tense, or as tense as it's ever been today in the broad daylight, and we're very concerned about tonight. Now, it appears that this governor is careening from one tactic to another, and why he would announce that the curfew is being lifted tonight while the National Guard has been sent in there in the last 24 hours is absolutely beyond me. But again, from his office, from him personally, there is no communication with us. He did call his first ever conference call meeting of the 6 constitutional officers elected statewide by the people. That was to have occurred an hour ago, and through a telephone glitch, he dropped off and left us all sitting on there. Legislative leaders were on there too, and they did not come back on for more than 10 minutes, and then they came back on, the governor's office did, and said, "We apologize for the glitch. We will reschedule this call for later this afternoon."
I want to laugh, but it's not funny. It's not
Stephen,
funny.
I will let folks draw their own conclusions. This is a matter of grave seriousness, a matter of the most serious violation of public order. The law-abiding citizens of Ferguson, Missouri, are not safe. They have not had the first responsibility of government guaranteed them. That is a guarantee of safety in their homes, for their families and their businesses, their employees. And the restoration of public order must be the first responsibility of government. It was noted over the weekend, there are now 40 FBI agents on this case up there in North St. Louis County. There have been St. Louis County police in there until the governor called them off on Thursday. There's Missouri State Highway Patrol. There are the Ferguson City Police, and there are police from other municipalities in St. Louis County rotating in and out of there. They're all getting stressed and tired, but with all that law enforcement presence, apparently the governor of this state and the executive branch cannot guarantee the safety and cannot guarantee that there won't be more rioting and looting and smashing of windows and stealing going on tonight. Molotov cocktails and everything else.
Is he in over his head?
Well, I'll let folks draw their own conclusions. I don't want to make this overly personal, but the facts are out there. I don't know how many of your viewers saw the Saturday afternoon press conference.
Oh, was that a
But I
press
know that-
conference? I mean, why? I was going to ask you, why let the public in on those kinds of gatherings?
I was watching on Fox News, and I heard Mike Tobin say as it was over, he said, wow, Governor Nixon and Captain Ron Johnson definitely lost control of that one.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's a chaotic circus scene. The actions and the inactions and the tentative response and the uncertain response and then the jerking of this tactic today and 12 hours later another tactic has left all of us. We wonder how we would support this governor if we tried. Which policy are you supporting? The one where yesterday morning he criticized the over-militarization of the police presence early in this process in Ferguson, or the fact that he sent 10 hours later he sent in the National Guard?
Yeah. Do you believe he's succumbing to the racial politics of this?
I'm not going to say that. This is highly charged in those, in many of those issues, Stephen, and we all need to tread lightly. But I am asking everyone to send up prayers for peace in Ferguson, peace and justice. The good people of Ferguson. Ferguson, by the way, Ferguson, Missouri, in North St. Louis County is not, I repeat, it is not the ghetto. It was actually experiencing something of a renaissance in recent years with businesses moving in, fine restaurants opening up, small retail shops, and these are the people most endangered. 15 minutes of looting can put a small businessman or woman out of business.
Sure.
If they lose tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of inventory and get their premises damaged.
Mr. Lieutenant Governor, I thank you so much because this was a situation that I got to say we were not aware of, and thank you for making us aware of it, and I hope we speak again, sir.
Thank you so much, Stephen.
Thank you. Lieutenant Governor Peter Kinder. I got to tell you, my mother calls me Stephen. I kind of like that. We'll be back, not to make light of a serious situation, but this is outrageous that he can't even talk to the governor, and the governor won't talk to the other folks involved in this. We'll be back with more of the show after the break, but first, I want you to stay tuned for your Newsmax Now update on Newsmax Television.